Okay, Xbox fans, here we go again. You remember the FTC? Oh, they're back. Listen to this. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Yeah. Alright, listen to this. FTC to contest Microsoft Activision merger in admin trial evidentiary hearings date set. Say the FTC still seeks to challenge the $68.7 billion Activision merger in its administrative courts and has set a date for critical hearing. man. Anyway, it says here, the Federal Trade Commission has set a date for a key part in its administrative case against the Microsoft Activision merger. It says despite losing a case for preliminary injunction in 2023, and despite Microsoft completing its $68.7 billion acquisition by integrating Activision Blizzard King into the company, the FTC will still pursue its challenge of Microsoft Activision merger in its internal courts. At the time of writing, the case is still pending. Today, the FTC has filed a motion that delayed the case evidentiary hearing date from May 28 to July 2025. This will allow all groups, including the FTC, Microsoft, and even Nintendo of America, more time to compile information required for the evidentiary hearing. For reference, since it was held in a district court, the evidentiary hearing for the previous FTC versus Microsoft temporary injunction case was public, and both gamers and the press learned a multitude of information from these proceedings. Part of these administrative proceedings will be made public unless an administrative law judge order an in-camera treatment to the evidence. Nintendo, for example, has requested in-camera for its submission. Says here, Administrative Law Judge Michael D. Chappelle, who was overseeing the case and served as Chief ALJ for the FTC, so ordered. It is hereby ordered that the joint motion to change hearing dates and vacate all interim pre-trial deadline file on May 11, 2025 is granted, and that the evidentiary hearing in this proceeding shall commence at 10 a.m. on July 21st, 2025, and it's further ordered that all interim pre-trial deadline under the third revised scheduling orders are vacated until further order of the preceding administrative law judge. The full FTC vs. Microsoft administrative case docket can be found here, and that is that. So here we go again. Yeah. The FTC versus Microsoft. And Nintendo is in court too. Yeah. The saga continues, man. Yeah, the FTC is not trying to back. They trying to go. I think they're trying to get. They're not trying to back down from this. Well, I will say this about this case. Based on all the decisions that has been made, every judge is going to look at that. From all the judges that played a role in this case, the judge is going to look at all this, and his decision is going to be based on what other judges came up with. The judges in the courts, they're like family. They're like strings attached. So yeah, they work. All the judges in the courts, and no disrespect to them, but they're like family, man. So the FTC is going back in court again. Now the real question becomes, okay, what now? What are you trying to find this time? You know? And what's that? Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley dropped the hammer on them. She laid it all out. You know? And the judge Michael Chappelle in this one, he's going to look at that. You know? And look what the 9th District is saying, and yeah. But based on where I'm sitting, Activision Blizzard was just up for grabs, you know. It was up for grabs. You know, first come, first serve. Facebook name got mentioned in this, and Microsoft beat everybody to it. Google has big pockets. So does Tencent. So does, you know, what? Comcast. They were using who was that? They were using I mean, there's Comcast. There was Disney. Disney was using EA as a portal to get into the game into gaming. You know, Disney could have purchased Activision Blizzard. So yeah, Activision Blizzard was just up for grabs. And then on top of that, it was Microsoft's turn, because everybody gets their turn in the game industry, you know. So Sony got their turn, Nintendo got theirs, and so did us, and now it's Microsoft's turn. So yeah, yeah. And any company with any big tech company that's into video games that could have gotten Activision Blizzard, anybody, you know, Microsoft just beat everybody to it. You know, so yeah. Valve was even into the Valve was also into the courts. Will attend that court hearing, you know, see what they could learn. But yeah, here we go again, man. So yeah, so we'll see what the judge say again on this one. So yeah. But like I told you, the judges are like family, man. Yeah. You know, yeah. So, you know, it's like one big family, you know, all the judges in the courts, you know, it's like one big family, man. So, yeah. Whether it's municipal, Superior, the 9th District, the Supreme Courts, they're all one big family, man. So, yeah. I mean, if the judge that's on this, he's gonna look at this again. Look at this again, you know. So, yeah. To me, the FTC should have, like, you know what? Okay, you know, take, you know, just like humble themselves and like, okay, you know what, and just moved on, you know. But to be going at this again, you know, what's the? I mean, you try to say it was the lesson of competition, but now you're gonna have to explain, like, okay, Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard didn't stop the game industry from growing and moving at all. You know, it didn't. You know, Sony was still doing their thing, Nintendo was still doing their thing, Valve was still doing their thing. The game industry was moving, so yeah. Yeah, man. So they got some explanation to do again. So yeah. And if you're gonna talk about layoffs, then you got to look at all the companies that laid off people during the time. You know, so yeah, can't just be Microsoft alone. So. We'll see what comes of this, but here we go again. But anyway, I'm going to leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars Star Trek Board. I'm gone. Peace.